Hi, it's Coach Joe Lucas, and welcome to the Magellan Network Show. My goal inside of this communication, this show, is to share with you my nearly 30 years of coaching some of the most successful financial advisors in North America. We're going to be talking about strategies, syntaxes. We're going to be bringing guests on from time to time, and I'm going to share with you what's working now. So think of this show as sort of like a little one-on-one kind of mini coaching cast, if you like, where we're going to be going in depth from time to time on strategies to help you grow your business, get more effective, become more efficient, find balance in your time management, grow your business, and quite frankly, whatever else is going on in the world today. So before we get to today's episode, I'd love for you to do a couple things for me. Number one, make sure that if you're watching this on YouTube, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're doing the audio, make sure that you give us a review on whether Spotify or Apple. We'd really appreciate that. And quite frankly, that does help. It does matter when you rate things and like things and subscribe to things. It helps us get the word out to more of the industry. And lastly, I have a very special gift for you. Go to MagellanNetwork.net, so one word, MagellanNetwork.net, and I have for you a complimentary membership, 100% gratis, where you can tap into about between 50 and 75 hours of masterclasses, forms, tools, templates, and strategies. So please go ahead and make sure you go get that claimed, smash the like button and subscribe. And please go ahead and leave us a review on whatever podcasting platform you're on. And now, let's get to this week's episode. Hi, it's your Coach Joe Lucas, and welcome to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. And if you're a show watcher, then you know I am not in my office. Actually, I'm in Denver, Colorado. We have two mastermind groups over the next 9 days coming here to do their end of summer meetings, and I think that's looking forward to, very exciting. And with that being said, let's get into today's topic, which is, for some of you may be a little esoteric, but I think is really important. So let's kind of talk about where we are. We're wrapping up Q3, we're heading into Q4, and just depending on when you're watching this, could already be there. And there's a lot of things going on that are not so good, right? The markets are not doing well. There's lots of stuff going on in Eastern Europe that's not doing real well. And there's some things in this country that, are not doing so well. And so it's really easy to get locked into the narrative in your mind that it's okay not to achieve your goals, that it's okay not to be growing. Like, look, the markets are down, the economy, da-da-da. And I'm going to tell you right now that if that's the declaration that you've made to yourself, like, okay, in other words, you've given yourself a pass, right? Oh man, I'm not going to get to where I need to go this year, or I'm not going to achieve my goals, and you start having that conversation with yourself. It's almost like in sports, going into a competition, and you basically have told yourself, well, there's no way I can win. Then why do you show up, right? So you're going to have to make a choice. In fact, every advisor is going to have to make a choice on what you're going to do with the rest of this year. And what I mean by it, there are basically only two. It's very binary in my world, okay? So option one, path one, is you say, screw it, let's do it, and let's keep going towards our goals. Let's keep working the game plan. Let's keep going and be in expansion mode, right? And ignoring what we can ignore and drive the results that we can drive. Option two, path two, you give up. And I'm going to explain why each one has a set of consequences, not for this year, but for 2023. So let's go over path number one. You say, screw it, let's go for it. I'm going to work as hard as I can. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to commit to accomplishing my goals this year. About 25% of the year left. Fourth quarter, I'm a comeback kind of person, and I'm just going to go make it happen. Okay? Two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to accomplish your goals in spite of your negative thinking initially, and you're going to surprise yourself. And look, in my nearly 30-year career of coaching advisors, I've talked to clients who have sworn to me in late September or October, oh man, there's no way I can make their goal. I know I can make my goal. And I said, so you want to take the rest of the year off? Like, what do you want to do, right? And of course they said no. I said, well, what would happen if you went to work and you never know, right? Because here's the thing I want you all to remember, and we don't talk a lot about this, but we're going to mention it now. The variables, right? And what I mean by variables. Unlike other businesses, there's variables into our game. What are the variables? If I was a dentist, there's an economic model when I add a new client. If I'm selling a car, there's an economic model to selling a car. Whatever business in, there's economic models. What is the economic of an advisor? So I want you to think about that. Hi, Coach Joe Lucas here, and I'm just breaking here for a moment just to do a couple quick reminders. Number one, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel or our podcast. In addition, please leave a comment or a review. Those things really, really matter. And share this episode with 3 of your colleagues inside the financial services space. And lastly, make sure that you go ahead and claim your free membership inside of Magellan Network. Now back to this week's episode. I can have an economic model that brings me a $100,000 AUM client. I can have an economic model that brings me $500,000, $1 million, $5 million, $10 million. So in other words, the randomness of what shows up, right? You can get a referral today, and that person can call your office or email, whatever, it doesn't matter. And yeah, I was referred to by so-and-so, I'm getting ready to retire, and I have $100,000. Whoop-de-doo. Or, hey, I'm getting ready to retire and I have $5 million, right? Totally different outcome, variable. The only way that you guarantee yourself not getting that variable is if you stop playing the game. That's why it's so important that you go ahead and play the game. If you stop, you're going to rob yourself of the variables. And that is the one thing in my entire career that I cannot control for my clients, what shows up. Neither can you. I don't care about ideal client. Joe, I got a niche, I got an ideal client. Yeah, I get all that. So I'm in business owner mode, right? I deal with business owners. So you're going to have a business owner who's selling his business for $1 million, or you can have somebody, which I just had recently happen with a client, they sold their business for $75 million, and we're going to net out 55, 60, whatever it is, net of tax, and we're going to put $50 million to work, right? It's going to be a good payday. That will not happen if you quit. So variable number one is you don't quit, and you work your game for the next 90, 100 days, whatever it is, and you go and you get close to your goals. Maybe you surprise yourself, you accomplish it. And like I said, I've seen that. But what happens if it doesn't happen? What happens if you work it and nothing happens, or you don't achieve your goals? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You will end up going into Q1 of 2023 with a lot more momentum, a better mindset, habits, and you're going to rock it Q1. So if you fail Q4, you're rocking Q1. If we look at the second option, which is not going to happen, why bother? Wait till next year. And for some of you, that's been a message for your entire career. I've not achieved, wait till next year. You've been saying that for 20 years. Maybe there's a clue in there that approach really doesn't work, i.e. it sucks. So let's just say you do that. So why have a morning ritual? Why reach out? You'll do the minimums. You'll watch TV all the time. You'll be stuck on the news, right? On the internet. All the things that are not productive. And then you're going to go come December, because you're not going to come see me. You're going to go in December and you're going to sit down like what most human beings do, somewhere between Christmas and New Year's. And you're going to think about the upcoming year, and you're going to do goals, resolution, whatever you're going to do, right? And you're going to think like magically, okay, new year, new me. No, new year, old you, that's the problem. And so you're going to get all excited for about 2 weeks in January, and you're not going to create any momentum, you're not going to produce any results, and you're going to get despondent, you're going to get frustrated, you may even get a little depressed, and you're going to be in the struggle again. And I've seen this in my entire career with advisors. It's that terrible rinse and repeat. So there are 2 things you need to do. Number 1, commit to playing the game for the rest of the year. Right. Okay. And you're going to have 2 possible outcomes. You'll accomplish your goals or you won't, right? It's very binary. I'm either going to accomplish or not accomplish. But there's no failure. Why do I say that? Because if you play the game and don't accomplish your goals, you're going to slingshot into Q1 with a lot of momentum, which is going to set you up for a bigger, brighter, better, bolder 2023. I call that winning. The ultimate loss is do nothing. Finish out the year, limp through, start the next year, no momentum, no habits, no mindset, no rituals, nothing in place, and you'll fail Q1. You won't hit your goals. And that's what happens, by the way, that's what most human beings is, we'll call it the January effect. They go into January, and if they don't see major improvement, they lose interest, they lose commitment, right? And we all know what we're talking about when we talk about human nature. So don't squander not just this quarter, but all of next year. This is a very dangerous time for advisors, not because of the market, not because of interest rates, inflation, because of your own mindset and your approach. So make a declaration that I'm going to rock it out the rest of this year. What's going to happen is going to happen. I'm going to give it best effort, and I will not fail, because the worst case scenario is I'll be much closer to my goals, and I'll have a lot of momentum going to 2023. Commit that for yourself, right? Don't break the pattern, all right? That's our game for today. That's our conversation for this week. And if any of this made sense to you, check us out on the web, MagellanNetwork.net, CoachJoe.guru, and just a lot of stuff you can go find, right? Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching this live version of the Magellan Network Show. And I'll see everybody in 7 days. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. Hey, if any of this resonated with you, I invite you to come to MagellanNetwork.net, and we have a powerful group coaching community of like-minded advisors. Come in for a trial. You and I will have a one-on-one conversation. Let's see if I can help elevate your game, both personally and professionally.